Right. Powerstage 100. Worlds collide.
Hey everybody, welcome to Working Class Music. You could be not gonna do that. Not gonna do that because this is Working Class Music. But I'm one of the many co-hosts on here. My name is Jason. Oh, and this is so hard to do. Like I'm so used to I'm so used to going right into it, but we're not gonna do that. So you guys have been here. You guys know what's up. So on today's episode, we are doing a continuation of sorts to an episode that I'm doing on the other thing that I'm not doing right now. But it's about the Seymour Duncan Powerstage 100. And I thought it would be fun to broaden the concept and see how well it handles different modelers in a single video. So all three of us here will be playing different styles. Like basically you have Xander with the high gain, Nelson's going to be right in the middle, edge of breakup, and I'm going to be doing all the clean, pretty ambient stuff. So that's the concept for today's video. But you might be wondering, what is the Powerstage 100? The Seymour Duncan Powerstage 100 stereo is a gig-ready guitar power amplifier loaded with a whopping 100 watts of clean power per each channel, whether you're running an amp in a box pedal, preamp, or a modern modeling unit. The Powerstage transparently transforms your rig sound into a cabinet-ready signal. You also get a full 5-band EQ to further tweak your tone to your taste, and there's even a cab sim switch to add just a touch more life and depth to your sound. Up on stage or in the studio, the Powerstage 100 stereo is a powerful, portable alternative to a traditional guitar amplifier setup. This device is intended to drive a speaker cabinet and should not, for any purposes, be placed in front of an amplifier or pedals. So, you have been warned, and we are warning you. Do not do those things ever.
Why can't you double up?
Well, if you do that, you will rip a hole in the universe, causing a black hole on Earth, and it will destroy us all. Or just kill your amp. Something of that sort. One of the two. Which one's worse? I don't know. So cabinet-wise, we are running this through the electric company Green 612. It's wired in stereo with Eminence Manowar. 6 of them.
6 of them.
In stereo. Now, on to the sounds.
Alright, so, hello, I'm Nelson. So I am using the ACS1 on the citrus setting, as you can tell by the setting, you know what this is supposed to be. And we all know what the color of the day is. So, we are still giving away this Hello Kitty guitar to one of our lucky subscribers once we reach 20,000 subs here on YouTube. But anyway, enough about that. On to the fun stuff. Let's play some guitar. Does this cost?
I think like $600 or $700.
$600 or $700 for one of these that could replace a whole combo amp. That would be crazy. Honestly, like, I've come to love, a good combo amp. I've got Black Magic that I need to replace the tubes on. I've got a high watt at home, you know, that I play a lot of demos on, and like, those are great, but, you know, as somebody that was playing shows for years and is now in his 30s and is going to be playing shows again, I'm not trying to lug around, you know, a whole setup of stuff, you know. It's like, if I can have my, you know, guitar case on one arm and then, you know, my gear bag on the other arm, and that be it, that would be amazing. So, you know, you take one of these and then you like line it up with what I was using, the ACS1. God damn, man, that sounded so sick. I mean, I'm sitting next to a bunch of orange amps and like, oh, you know, like I almost felt bad for how close it sounded, because I mean, we've played a couple of these on the show, and just, you know, from what I can remember, that sound was just fucking great. Like, it hit like perfectly. Like, I don't know what they're doing with this thing, or what they're doing with the ACS1, you know, on that citrus setting, but like, man, I don't know. It's one of those indescribable things that as soon as like you hear that tone, like I didn't have to dial this thing in, or the ACS1. I mean, you know, Jason dialed it in, but you know, usually I like to get a little particular, but just as soon as that tone hit, I was like, yeah, fuck it, this is it. Whew. Man, yeah, as far as the sound in the room, perfect. So yeah, if you want to have less stuff that you're taking around to gigs, man, you can't beat this in a modeler. You really can't. Like, I love that that's the selling point that I've seen, you know, in a lot of other reviews on this, is just like, this thing does what a lot of people thought was not really possible. You know, a lot of people were like, well, they're never going to get that good. And here they are. It's that fucking good. So, you know, if I had the money, I would buy one. I'd straight up, you know, yeah. I'd run my whole set through one of these. One of these with a modeler, you know. If I could convince Jason to let me get that Starcaster, you know, exactly. It'd be perfect. So that's what I think about it. The Powerstage is great. It puts the power back in your hands on stage. Haha. Perfect. Put a bow on it. Anyway, those are my thoughts.
I'm Jason. I'm going to be doing the Fender-like or California-like sound through the Strymon Iridium. I will be doing most of the clean demos with some pedals, so that way you can hear how the Powerstage handles that. And with that said, let's go! got some thoughts on this thing. To be fair, this is my first time trying this, and this is my first time before the video I'm shooting on my own. So there's that caveat, but this thing sounds fucking awesome. Like, I kid you not, like, listening to it and playing it, like, my immediate reaction was like, this is one of the best, like, within the 5 years of doing this show, this with the Iridium, it's one of the best amp combinations that I've heard. Like, top 5 if I were to rate any. It just sounded good and it reacted really, really well. And, you know, I struggled with an idea for a video for this, for my own purposes. But now, like, after playing it, like, I don't say this lightly. If you have a modeler pedal of any variety, a good sounding modeler pedal, this with a cabinet is really closest I've heard within a room context of being a tube amp killer. I loved some of the other ones that I've tried that do something similar, but this with the Iridium, yeah, nah, this was, yeah, I'm impressed. I'm very, very impressed. How it sounded in the room was the most impressive part. Keep in mind, I'm a big California amp style, Fender style amp junkie. I have a 65 Vibrolux that I have not used on this show or any other show, and I don't know why. But I will say this. This thing, like the combination of the Iridium and this in the room, it sounded ungodly good. Like, it had all the characteristics of a tube amp, especially of a California style tube amp, and it just sounded great. Like, I couldn't think of anything that I would change personally. Like, it just sounded big, nice. The EQ was evenly balanced. I know with the Jazzmaster, some things can sound a little too bright, but this was perfect. It was perfect.
Everything, down to the last minute details.
I don't think there's really much you can add to this. Maybe more wattage if you want it to be louder. But for most applications, I think this is going to be perfect. For me, I can understand the need for the headphone input. However, if you're running a modeler into it, typically like with the Strymon Iridium, it has a headphone input. So you would have that, so you wouldn't need it for that. But I can understand if you want a headphone input into this and just to do that. Yeah, well done, Seymour Duncan. This is one of the things that I did not think I would enjoy or need. One of the things I had a hard time wrapping my head around, but after playing it, it makes so much sense. Like it makes so much sense. Like I really can't think of anything else as far as like inputs or outputs. Like it does stereo, you have a cab sim, like you can use this for any situation. So yeah, those are my thoughts.
Hey everybody, it's Xander. I'm the one who likes big amps around here, so I'm a little skeptical of this thing. In order to test the stereo powers of it, I've got the Soldano SLO preamp distortion plugged into the right channel, and I've got high wind amplification Fire and Sword, kind of like a amp in a box with a boost built into it on the other side. Yeah, and just a little ABY going between the two of them, so you get a nice mix of both amps, kind of give a little pocket-sized Stoner Doom setup here. So yeah, we'll play some caveman riffs. Sounded pretty good. I got to play with it for a while by myself last night, and it's really impressive, especially for, a lot of the fun of like a big tube amp comes from when you get to be really, really loud with it. And so, especially for like late night jamming, it was the solid state thing with the big volume knob was kind of chill. Yeah, and the thing is, I love tube amps. I'm obviously a fan, but they're big, they're heavy, they're expensive. I can't go to a show without being afraid I'm gonna have to like fight a guy for putting a beer on my amp or something like that. It's gotten close a few times. And, if a tube breaks or something, you could ruin the whole set. The way everything's going these days, touring musicians don't have all that room to, lug around a big expensive amp with. So I think this little guy is super useful, super practical. Really loud. It's 100 watts per side at 4 ohms, and this cab is 16 ohms per side, so we're only getting like 30 watts out of this thing right now, and it's still cranking. Sounds great in the room. That's kind of the thing. You like having that tube amp like saturation, you like having that sag and that feel, and these modern amp simulator pedals are doing such a good job of that these days that a solid state power amp like this is fine. It's really, I was very impressed playing with it, hearing everybody else's sounds in the room where I wasn't, you know, having that sense of like, well, this is me playing, so I'm forgiving my mistakes and things like that. Yeah, I'm a very harsh critic of these guys, and yeah. And they sounded awesome. See, you know, if you're the type of player who just wants a couple preamp pedals, or maybe you're a Helix user or something like that, you just need something to push a cabinet with, this is a really cool option. I'm really impressed by this thing. So Seymour Duncan's always been one of my favorites. I'm a big pickup nerd, so yeah, great job, guys. I'm a fan. Might be selling some tube amps in the future, I don't know.
Let's close her out.
So, we are back. Let us know what you think about the Powerstage 100 stereo. Let us know if you liked it. Let us know which one was your favorite amp sound out of the bunch. With that said, it's closing time. We have all the things around here. We have Patreon, merch, social media, whichever is hip with the kids. I hear it's TikTok these days, but also on TikTok, we are doing Pedals of Summer. That is a series being spearheaded by our own Nelson. And if you are interested in a couple of different pedals, or a new pedal every week, or on a weekly basis, or a few new pedals every week, it's definitely worth checking out. We also do that on the shorts on here. So if you are anti-TikTok, we got you covered. With that said, we are also still giving away a Hello Kitty Strat that you can get just by subscribing. There's no other thing tied to it. Once we hit 20K, we're giving it away. Seeing what I did there? I made it rhyme. I'm clever like that. All right, like, subscribe, comment, do all the YouTube things. And with that said, laters.
Here's a lock pick. It might be handy if you, the master of unlock, take it with you.
Everybody's supersonic racing, try to keep your feet right on the ground. When you're supersonic racing, there's no time to look around. We're just supersonic racing, running to the point of no return. Everybody's supersonic racing.
Hey dudes, it's Xander. Sorry, fucking shitty way to start. All right. Not bad though.